I did a first impressions video for Star Renegades last month, and after hours and hours with the game, I think I'm finally ready to give my review. Star Renegades' music is excellent, and the art is gorgeous. The battle map backgrounds and the character design, everything is so well done. Some of those battle maps are so incredible that I would just stop and look at them and just like take it in. If my review was based solely off art and music, 10 out of 10. The gameplay is a tactical JRPG with this interesting time element across the top where you can counter, try to push people off the timeline, or stun them and make them unable to act. And all of those decisions make it a very tactical game and farther away from a traditional JRPG. It's also a roguelike. So each run you're kind of resetting. There are some upgrades that you earn along the way, but each run is very much, you're going into it depowered, you're powering up, and you're trying to get to the end with a team that can win. There's a camping aspect in the game where you're able to buff members in your party, and it actually adds to the relationship as well, and that has major repercussions in another mechanic in the game. But for the camping specifically with the buffs, one of the things that they do is they show you who you're going to fight, right? You're going to this new world, you can inspect each of the bosses in that world, so you can see what you're going to need. And you can plan your levels up, you can plan your character selection off of who's there and what you need to defeat them. The behemoths at the end that don't change, you really need to go into those fights and take each action seriously. A lot of times as you level up in an RPG, it just becomes a mash fest. I'm going to throw my most powerful things out there and it will die. That is not the case with Star Renegades. It's very smart and it's very difficult. Every choice is so important and you need to think it through and the repercussions, because if you let one action slip that shouldn't have gone off, it can be devastating for the whole team. Those relationships that you build during the camping scenarios, they pay off in a very fun way. So one of the things that it does is some of the characters have 4 hearts available to them instead of 3. And those characters, if you level them up all the way to soulmates, they'll do one of 2 things. They'll either unlock a new class or they unlock progeny, actual children of those characters. You make these 2 characters fall in love and they've had a kid, and now this kid is part of the Star Renegades, right? And that's such an interesting and fun concept. The writing in the game is the one part that I didn't really love. Most of the dialogue are puns or jokes. A lot of the characters, their whole thing is that they're a joke. You have one guy who's a big conspiracy theorist, right? And so every line of dialogue that he says is some kind of veiled conspiracy. And that's kind of fun, except, we're also building relationships with these people. You have to see that dialogue over and over again. And it would have been nice if they would have balanced it a little bit and, given us a deeper look, make me care about these characters a little bit. I know this isn't really that kind of game, and not every game needs to really pull at your heartstrings, but I do think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity. About halfway through my gameplay, they added a patch with an easy mode, and I think that's very good for some players who were bashing their heads against the wall. I didn't actually go down that road. I wanted to beat it on normal, and so I really invested in the game and I went for it, and I eventually did beat it. There is a lot of replayability after you beat the game. I don't want to spoil the ending, but something happens and then it gives you motivation to run through that game again, to beat it a second time. And that was very fun for me to go through and, have this secondary goal. Oh, I've got to do that. That's going to be great. With how many times I ran through the game, I really thought after I beat it that first time, I was going to be done. And I can tell you that I've played several times and I've been having a blast. It's a very good game. And just the fact that I'm still playing it after I beat it shows that, it holds up, that it's really good. On the whole, the game really delivers where it counts. The gameplay is fun and addictive. The art is amazing. The music is great. And it kept me interested. And with a roguelike, burnout is real, right? People quit roguelikes because they're just grinding against it and they can't get through it. But Star Renegades has enough there, unlocking these new classes, unlocking these children, that it keeps you coming back enough that you should be able to beat it at least once. You can also tell that the people involved with this game really love it. At the end, You know, there's little notes from the creators of the game. You can see that they have fun relationships with each other, and it really shows a studio that poured their hearts into this game, and I really appreciate that. Massive Damage Inc. did a great job on this game, and I think it's worth playing. I do want to remind you that this score is my opinion, and if everything I said in this video, or the impressions video before, said, ooh, I don't want to play this game, my score shouldn't change your mind. And vice versa. If I said a bunch of things that made you love this game, but you expected a higher score, you should try it. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please like and comment below. And if you can subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. You can also find me on Facebook and on my Instagram at Robot vs. Dinosaur. You can also follow me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Robot vs. Dinosaur. Thanks a lot.